We got some more of the Wolfepit. Talking about this beef stew. Oh boy. We talked about the beef stew before. Oh boy. But like I said, when it's rough, it's better than nothing. It's better than tuna and cold beans. Cause damn, it's like I tell you, the beef stew and rice is hell. It is. Now two of those first two I had. The other one I haven't. Let's see what the wolf. Not to me. He might be different with it, but different about it. But to me, dinty is the best one. But he might think the Southgate or the other one. But see what the Wolfepit thinks.
Welcome back to the Wolfepit. Today in the next episode of the What Are We Eating series, we're trying 3 different brands of canned beef stew. Denny Moore beef stew, which probably almost everyone has had at one point in their life. I know I have, but it's been so long ago, I don't know how I liked it or if I did like it. But I do know my brother actually eats it often and loves this stuff. I have to remember to keep that in mind the next time he tells me he likes my cooking. Along with the Denny Moore, we're also trying Food Lion's generic beef stew and Southgate beef stew that I found at the dollar store. Let's look at the can of Denny Moore first. The nutritional values are fairly typical of a meal for one. The can says 2.5 servings, but let's be real, most people will eat the whole can. So 500 calories is about right. The fats and cholesterol are
the salt again.
Then we get to the dreaded soda.
Woo!
At 990 milligrams per serving, that's over 100% of your daily salt intake. The ingredients list isn't too long, but the one ingredient that caught my attention was textured vegetable protein. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good.
It's funny when he says holy sodium.
But what do you call 990 milligrams of sodium per serving? That's why it lasts until February of 2019. I do have to give kudos to Denny Moore for the easy open lid, or is that simply a trigger for high blood pressure? Now we move on to the Food Lion beef stew, and the nutritional values are basically the same as Denny Moore.
I know people
and I also see that strange, but
I know people like the easy can because I seen people struggling with the can opener, trying to open it rough with it, struggling, then half opening it, trying to peel it back. Next thing you know, you then cut your damn hand and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but I got the old school can opener and I got the new can opener with the big handle on it. But yeah, because that's a pain in the ass. Okay, thinking that you got it all the way open. Next thing you know, you done cut your damn hand. How about that? And then I'm finding out for 20 years, people have been opening up the can the wrong way. And it's like, no wonder you're cutting yourself. So, damn.
Familiar textured vegetable protein in the list of ingredients.
Textured
and
vegetable
it too
protein
also has a several year shelf life. And now we move on to the Southgate beef stew, which I found at the dollar store.
To Southgate. I think they make chili too.
The label speaks volumes about dollar store food, and this is not meant to offend anyone. And please don't give me the spiel that some people can only afford food from the dollar store, which in my budget series I'm proving.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact,
I agree with him on that. Okay, you can't get nothing but dollar store food. That's bullshit. People get that stuff to you can stock the cabinet and stuff with it. Same thing like they like to pick at the like I made the first video 2 years ago or something like that. I said there's nothing wrong with the great value cookies, nothing wrong with the great value juice or whatever the heck it is. And took it to you got that value, that great value stuff. So what? Kiss my ass. There's nothing wrong with it. Tell you in your damn face. That's so a lot of that stuff tastes just the same. Like I'm trying to think. It was the cookies and something else. They tasted the same. Now it's not saying all of it is good, but a lot of it is real good. Like like the chips that time, they tasted just like the other what was it, the kettle chips. You might think and say, but $2 for a bag of chips, or almost $6 for a bag of chips. That's up to you, but they was fine to me. So you think the stuff tastes nasty? Yeah, that's you.
All 3 of these beef stews cost within 10 cents of each other. And that's not saying that Denny Moore or Food Lion beef stews are healthier choices. They are simply the better of the evils. First 2 ingredients in the other 2 beef stews were beef stock and beef. In this one, it's water. And then, of course, there's that strange textured vegetable protein again. Then, along with a whopping 3,360
I know
milligrams of
what
sodium
that
per
texture
can
thing is.
comes a longer shelf life. Go figure. Here's what you see.
And that
when you
can's
open
already
the
3
can.
years old.
And it actually doesn't look too bad, to be honest.
Mm.
And it looks very hearty. Big pieces of carrots, big piece of potato,
Oh, yeah.
and something that looks like meat, which is definitely not stew meat. And here's the Food Lion beef stew when you open the can, and it definitely does not look as appealing as the Denny Moore.
Mm.
Pieces of meat look just like they did in the Denny Moore, same shape and texture, but the vegetables are much smaller and the gravy doesn't look nearly as appealing. And here's the Southgate beef stew, and it looks absolutely horrid.
Ugh.
There seems to be very little meat in this one, and the pieces are extremely little, and the texture is much different than the other two beef stews.
Mm.
This one did not look good whatsoever, but then I got to the bottom of the can.
Ugh.
With the very little bit of meat that was in this one, I was surprised to find so much congealed fat at the bottom of the can.
Yeah, that white stuff is the fat, or orange looking. Yeah, that's the stuff sometimes you got to turn to. Like I said, the hard road. Because if you never had to eat canned soup or stew, good. Hey, but beef stew, the Raymonds. What else in the can? The Vienna sausage, whatever. Either it's you just stock it up because for the cabinet because you never know. I don't know about assuming stuff is always gonna be back there. How about that? So they say it's always good to stock the shelf. Now the spam. Now I think he said he liked the spam. Now the spam can stay there. Whew, that's like a can of salt. That's rugged, but yeah, nothing wrong with that. You stock the cabinet. Say you gotta eat that every day, but that you never know. Like say for the hard road, have unless you like having an empty cabinet.
The Denny Moore and the Food Lion brands didn't look nearly as bad. I put all 3 cans in a bowl, put them in the microwave for 2.5 minutes each. And here's what we have.
Oh, he didn't cook
This
them
is
on the
the
stove.
Southgate.
Okay.
This is the Food Lion and the Denny Moore. Let's start off by tasting the one that was most appealing to my eye, the Denny Moore.
Any more?
I tried a piece of the meat first. The taste was very bland, but I think I found out where they put that textured vegetable protein. They mix it with the meat because the meat was like a sponge. And then I tried a potato and a carrot, and they weren't horrible, but they weren't great. Kind of what you would expect out of a can. And then I tried a bite with everything. Potato, carrot, meat, and the gravy. And I swear to you, if I was tasting this blindfolded, I would tell you 10 times out of 10 that it was clam chowder. It tasted just like clam chowder.
Wow. I never had that.
Definitely not what I was expecting or would want from a can of beef stew. And then I moved on to the Food Lion beef stew, and I tasted the meat first. And it definitely had a better texture and a better meatier taste than the Denny Moore.
That's
The
some.
vegetables, on the other hand, were very mushy and flavorless.
I never had the
Denny
Food
Moore's
Lion,
vegetables were definitely better.
so I can't talk about the
And then I
food.
tasted a bite with everything together. And this all came together nicely and tasted like beef stew compared to clam chowder. But that in no way means I liked either one. This was just definitely the better of the two.
Mm.
And then I moved on to the Southgate beef stew. And to be honest with you, I didn't want to try it. But I do this for you guys. And like the other two, I tried the meat first. And I gotta say, the meat was very sparse, and that's actually a good thing in this case.
Mm.
And then a potato, and then a carrot, and then a bite with everything, just like the other two. And everything in this can tasted just like the can. Metal. This one was definitely bottom of the barrel and inedible. My final conclusion is to stay away from these highly processed canned beef stews. But if you must eat them, and you eat with your eyes, the Denny Moore is the winner hands down. Because it actually did look appetizing, and the vegetables had the best flavor and texture, but the meat was bland and spongy, and the overall bite tasted like clam chowder in my opinion.
Mm.
Even though the Food Lion beef stew didn't look as appetizing as the Denny Moore, it tasted much better, and the meat had a better mouthfeel, but then the vegetables were mushy and bland. The Southgate beef stew, again, is bottom of the barrel food that tasted just like bottom of the barrel food. And to make matters worse, it was basically the same price as the other two. So please,
On the
save
Southgate,
your money and your health and make beef stew at home. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you do not give these a try. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and come back every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday for new recipes and cooking videos.
I just realized the Southgate is actually a little bit bigger than the Denny Moore and the Food Line can. Well, yeah, the Denny Moore, like I said, I talked about it in another video that I eaten it, and you get sick of it. Like my buddy, the one I was talking about to be cursing about the wrestling, said the same thing. He's like, you like beef stew, but you don't want it every day. Like he said said the same thing. He said he'll dealt with it for 2 days. Third day, if you can help it, you want something else. You know, it's just like the Raymonds. Imagine eating them all week long. Ooh, you wanna take your head and butt your head into the table. Know about that? Said they save your ass with if it's rough, but you know. Whew. And he said, Saul. He said, don't try none of it. But I'm still, you know, when I pick it up, I'm still with the Denny Moore. If I end up with the Southgate, I don't know. It's, you know, different story. But usually I get the Denny Moore. I know they got that can. They got a double the size of that can. They got another small can like the soup can. But yeah, I usually get that one right there. But it's not, yeah. Unless you ain't got no choice, it ain't something. It ain't something you want to eat regular.